And you play kung fu play and pop off them stripes, so boy now get red to the height.
What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCanTV for this, another edition of Run the Riddim, our new dancehall reaction section where we basically break down 5 new dancehall tunes here on the channel. But rather than doing them all in individual videos, we're going to get into one individual selection. And the trick behind this is we're going to be reacting to the first minute of each tune in typical sound system style. You'd very rarely hear a sound get run for more than a minute, especially first time listening. So that's what we're going to be doing. Opening up then, we've got a brand new one from Skeng, which goes by the name Daybreak. Now, apparently this is a diss towards Massacre, which I'm excited to hear. But yeah, we are going to break this one down. As always, friends, if you are new to the channel, do make sure you are getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on, of course, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. And without further ado, we're going to jump right into this one as our first track of the day. Let's go.
Pines up me no bed, space as them they break them down but at all. Pussy them a play brave, march up on them gateway. Pretty brave face, knock it in a them mother face when they play games. Start why I got dead idiot, tell don't see if you know me, my backyard, find the main way.
Oh yeah, there's a thing with Skeng and the way that he delivers. There's something about the kind of intensity and the kind of ferocity of the way that he even enunciates things. It's crazy just how just instantaneously gritty this one sounds. The instrumental, again, very kind of quite well polished, that sort of almost harp sounding instrument playing the lead melodic role, big bass line down below, very punchy kick drums as well, but this is all about Skeng's vocal and about the intensity of it as well. Crazy introduction on this one. And he always has these as well, these super catchy like melodic breaks, that sort of crazy. This one's crazy, man. There's a lot of heat behind this one. Again, I've seen online loads of responses to it. Massacre's come out and said that he needs to respond, essentially. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It is crazy. We're going to give this one another 30 seconds or so, and then move on to our second track of the day. But so far, this one, a big yes from me. Skeng just on fire at the moment, man. Let's be real. The guy's on fire.
Them know you leave run very clean. You want come in a chatting. Have candies a choke and a dozen cocky. A simple match home is cold like a rotten. Knock him in the stop it. Angela by a coffin.
Well, there we go. We'll leave that one there. It's only a 2-minute tune, so do go and check out the full one on the on Skeng's page. This is the official music video for it. But Skeng with Daybreak, this one apparently a bit of a send for Massacre. He's come out and said he wants to respond, but this one very, very potent to kick us off in style on today's edition of Run the Riddim. As always, friends, make sure you are getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. Coming up next, then, we're going to get into a brand new one from Vybz Kartel. This one goes by the name Polo Anthem. The audio for this one dropped on his YouTube channel a couple of days ago. Always good to hear new music from Vybz Kartel. So let's jump right into the sounds of this one. It's track number 2 on today's edition of Run the Riddim. Let's go.
Ralph Lauren, the style current. We have a buzz like the beast to the palette. Post a big, gala comment. We know how the activity correct. Ralph Lauren, the style current. We have a bounce like the beast to the palette.
It's such a typical sounding Vybz Kartel. Like instrumental-wise, there's just so typically Vybz Kartel. You've got the kind of fluttering kind of string lines in there. You've got those kind of big sort of more moving string lines down below as well. Big bass line, very kind of impactful, very kind of potential building bass line down below. Really racy, really kind of gritty. I'm excited to see how this one goes. Let's go.
Step out in on me polo. Clean from me head to me toe, yo. Park up the Benz, make it no show. Up in at the mark, legs and the crown door. cruise, we are cruising.
Such a typical Vybz tune, man.
Cool like snow flow. Girl, I watch we like TV, so flow. Champagne on the fridge, yeah, we also. Where we get the money from, it's done. Yeah, we are like.
Loving that little drum roll towards the end there, kind of intertwining with the 808s, that sort of dum, dum sort of sound going on. This is a typical Vybz Kartel banger, man. Everything about this, from the sort of vocal patterns that he's utilizing. Again, we know Vybz Kartel doesn't have the craziest voice in the world, but he's still able to come up with these very kind of tidy melodies, and they always interweave on instrumentals like this, which are quite kind of orchestral in a lot of ways, very kind of plucked sounding string lines, that sort of typical orchestral arrangement going on in the backdrop. But then underneath that, you've got this kind of harsh bass line, and his vocals kind of sewing everything together. Crazy intro on this one. Let's go.
Miami, in a Opalaka, roll out with the killer. We no carry Falabaka, Black Hawk, helicopter, be a chopper. What you mean? Hello, you have 1 million in the bonanza. Client like for in a several country, make the money, then we fuck a bag of Dali and Chucky. And any brand new wave, you it a forget the fame where that one your name. Step out in a me polo. Clean from me head to me toe, yo. Back up the banks, make it.
Just such a typical Vybz Kartel hook, man. Step out in a polo. Fresh from my tee down to my toyo. Crazy. It's typical. It's typical Vybz Kartel tune. And that this guy has a formula for making bangers in a similar way that NSG have a formula for making bangers, in a similar way to the majority of the best artists in the world have a formula. The trick is not realizing that they have, if people not realizing that they have the formula. And we know Vybz Kartel has his kind of instrumentation he likes, his vocal patterns he likes. This is a very typical Vybz Kartel banger, man. Very, very solid stuff. We're doing ratings out of 5. I'll give this one a 4 out of 5. I'd give the previous one a 4 out of 5 as well. Just for what it is. It's just such a typical Vybz Kartel tune. Let us know your thoughts on this one in the comments section down below as we move into track number 3. But as always, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. We've just hit 41,000 subscribers. We're looking to hit 42,000 as quick as we can. Coming up next then, a new one from Teejay. Now, Teejay for me is one of the most exciting artists out there. This one goes by the name Mercy. This one's new. It's the official video for it. We're going to give this one a minute or so of listening time, as we always do on Run the Riddim. Let's go.
Young General Record.
Love this as an instrumental structure, man. Woo!
Yo, sharp done. Girl up on the crib and me a fuck it hard. Thank you so making little money, lad. Them won't fall off, no, sir.
This is what I love about Teejay, man. He's able to kind of input this level of emotion and kind of intensity into everything he does, both vocal-wise and the instrumentals he chooses. Those very emotive string lines on the intro to this one, the urgency and the sort of string stabs as well, just give it this very kind of momentous feel. And then you get Teejay's vocal line coming over the top, just being very kind of intrusive across the rest of the mix, just covering everything in this very electronic sound. And it works so well. Typical Teejay introduction. Let's go, man.
Might never get this easy, so me going hard. One heap of time, me bust some brain because the puzzle hard. You think a little bit of struggle hard. When me out on the road, you don't know me go on. Light up a weed, that's how me burn it. Gun from me jeans, I need a permit. Father, me need a little mercy. And all of me sins, them it hurt me. All me days, me never late.
I could see this one causing real damage in the dances, man. Again, it has that very kind of one drop, quite system-y feel to it, where it is literally that sort of big lead. That sort of melody. Again, it's not a new melody. I'm pretty sure I've heard it before, but the way Teejay approaches it with having such an electronic vocal works absolutely killer on this, man. What an introduction on this one. We'll give it another 30 seconds or so, but this one, a big yes from me. My favourite so far, actually, from this selection. It's not just because I'm biased towards Teejay, just my favourite sound-wise.
I beg you to keep me on my journey, and I make me put me trust in the people who don't deserve it. Put them girl feelings, it's not worth it. One time them never show me no love. Now we are making rain in the club. Just again the blessing from the man up above. We are fly pan plane, don't have to go and watch it up. So we make it a land, turn it. One box be a leaf, me dog them no baller. Been through heaven and hell, now myself my brother. Me still I go harder, though my circle get smaller.
I've got to say, this is my favourite of the bunch. It sounds like we're going to get back into the hook next. We've heard the hook, we've heard what it sounds like. Crazy stuff from Teejay. This one going by the name Mercy. The official video's clean as well. This one I'm going to give a 4.5. This one is my favourite of the bunch so far. Again, it's just such a typical Teejay tune with that emotion kind of interwoven. Great instrumental structure on there as well. And yeah, just a good way way of kind of moving forward with Wild Selection today. Run the Riddim. As always, make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page. We've got 2 more tunes to get into on today's selection. Coming up next, the sounds of Conscience. Again, someone who gets kind of forgotten a little bit, but still has very much got the capability of making bangers. Again, I'm not saying these ones we're reacting to are the biggest 5 dancehall releases of the week. We are merely looking at the ones that catch my attention the most. These are the artists that I'm listening to anyway, so I think it's a good way of kind of tying it all together. This one, Flirty Girl, let's get into it right about now.
Slap it by your top. Slap it by your face. Turn around. Turn around.
Panic.
Tight pussy girl, dog in a trouble. Stop 20 times you make me broke in you. Hey girl, I don't even know me love fuck you. Time for make a piece of food, me know me must bust you. Hey girl, move ya. Put your breast them on the bed. Cock up your butt in the ear, ISO.
The switch up on this rhythm is crazy. Just the intensity of those kick drums when they land do take this somewhere very different. Again, I like the use of the synthesizers on this. That sort of panning we're getting of the sort of rave synths, that sort of that sort of sound there. It puts a bit of a dizzying edge on it, gives it more kind of movement naturally as well. But again, Conscience coming out with quite a clean vocal line. This is very much his bag, this kind of area. It's the sort of sound that I love hearing him create, especially when the instrumentals do ton up in in intensity, as we just heard with those kick drums. Let's go.
That means the pussy they on the right height. Oh, your pussy feel so wet and you so damn tight. Give me the best type of head just now. Make me want to fuck you hard and then wind up slow. Inside of you, make you feel every inch of the rifle. Busting on your mouth, some going in nose and nail is stifle.
She honey and call me, so me have to pull up like a charge. Not because she pretty like a Barbie. She love it rough like she in a army.
On instrumentals like this that are quite electronic, like everything about this has a very kind of potent electronic edge. The sharpness of those snares is so like clearly processed. When you add that into the synthesizers, which are so digital, the sort of electronic element of the vocal, you do need to have those sort of standout moments. And that vocal line where he goes up an octave and starts going that sort of melody there, when he kind of rolls that in, that's the standout point. That's the bit that you're going to remember. That's the bit you're going to hold your glass up to in the dance. So yeah, good stuff.
What's the time when she link me? Message come in, say hey sexy.
More time she brawling when she text me. Eggplant and glass of milk emoji.
You flirty girl, you know what you're doing to me. Oh, you know, flirty girl.
So wicked hook.
You know what you're doing to me.
Again, hearing those synth lines slowly come back into play. Great hook on that one. That is a tune that gets better as it goes. But we know the rules of the game. We can only listen for just over a minute or so because we're trying to do this in typical sound system fashion. This one's solid. It was a 3.5, but I'm going to bump it up to a 4 because of how much it expands and how much it grows as the tune goes on. There's very little looping going on with this one. The intensity of the drums makes it go somewhere else as well. And a great penultimate tune. So what we're going to do now is jump into our final one of the day. And this comes to us from an interesting combination. The sounds of Elephant Man, Gold Up, and Monster Boss with a new one that goes by the name Pi Pi. I'm a massive fan of Gold Up. We've had the pleasure of having them on the channel before. Elephant Man, obviously a legend, and seeing Monster Boss obviously involved on the sort of dance side of things as well is great to see. So we're going to give this one a minute or so, and then we're going to round off for today. Let's jump into it, as always, with Elephant Man and Gold Up. This is the link up that's always very fun to listen to. Let's see how it sounds.
Yo, Gold Up, what the dance team? Pi, pi, watch it crow, Monster Boss. Yo, Ellie, pi, watch Diamond.
Carnival season, baby.
New dance, me mommy tell you. After your pipe, you make it bird leg go. Finger for your pint to your toe, then you step so. And the pipe, clap it, make it take go. It's a lot, Trinidad and Barbados. Dance, I hate if it's contagious.
Wow, Gold Up on a production level are too good, man. They are so refreshing. Everything they make just has this natural bounce, this natural rhythm, this natural eccentricity to it that sounds both unique but also very captivating at the same time. You feel warm to it. You feel like you already know what's going to happen, but you're still surprised. Fabulous combination. Elephant Man jumping on this as well, just giving it a real high energy level from the jump. And it's what you need because you're going to be jumping around to this one if you heard it out. Crazy sounding tune. Let's go.
New dance, me mommy tell you. After your pipe, you make it bird leg go. Watch the killers, them oh, them psychic. Wifey, I do it all side chick. The pipe I eat, the pipe I eat. So suck your mama if you not like it. Monster
bird's back.
It. Left foot, right foot, move it, finger, use it, pint it. Pipe I run the place like Google in the 90s. Watch time, a papa pie now. Every girl go and catch it, watch them alive.
Is there anyone you'd want to hear on this rhythm more than Elephant Man? Like, just that intensity, the jump factor, the fact it's got so much energy running all the way through it. This is such a typical Elephant Man vocal, and it works so nicely. It's been a bit of a running theme today. No one's really kind of stepped outside their box, but they have amplified the boxes there within on all 5 of the releases we've listened to today. We're going to give this one another 20 seconds or so, but fantastic stuff from Elephant Man, Gold Up, Monster Boss. Really good energy in the video as well.
Watch them up, I know. Love dance out the but the one you bother right now. And the new dance, me mommy tell you. After your pipe, you make it bird leg go. Tap your pint to your toe, then you step so. And the pipe, clap it, make it take go. It's a lot, Trinidad and Barbados. The dance I hate, if you get it, can't take go. And the new dance, me mommy tell you. After your pipe, you make it bird leg go. I love the way that he works those. I love the way that he works those melodies. That because it's such a quick sounding instrumental. Like the pace is high on this. We are up like level wise. But then you kind of add his vocal in there as well, which is kind of going, and it just has this natural intensity and kind of fidgety expanse to it. I'm going to give this one a 3-5. For what it is, great tune. Obviously, there's only so many places I can't play this like it in the middle of the day at a barbecue sort of thing. Like the others, you can sort of play at different times. This one is very much a ton-up party tune, but for what it is, if I was rating it just as a party tune, it's a 4.55. But for overall, probably a 3.5 just because of the intensity. It could probably put a few people off. But there we go. I'm excited to hear your thoughts on this week's selection. As always, this is the sounds of Run the Riddim. Thank you for watching this week's selections. Again, new music from the likes of, obviously, Vybz Kartel, Skeng. Obviously, a new one in there from Conscience as well. New wicked one from Teejay. And obviously, Elephant Man, Gold Up, and Monster Boss teaming up for this one at Pie Pie. Let us know your thoughts. Which is your favourite of this week's selections in the comment section down below. That's it from me. Hopefully, you have enjoyed this video, and we shall see you all next time. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and peace. Sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, Corp Cam TV. Stay locked.